up, everybody? This is Kurt the Hurt from Second Nature Crew. I'm VincaniTV's brother. And today we're going to be learning some baby windmills. So for baby windmills, there's you always want to warm up and stretch before you get into them just to avoid injury. And in order to do this move, you want to be able to do head windmills, gyros, whatever you want to call them. Basically windmills without your hands. And you want to be able to do that high on your back. So let's get down and start working on these. So the first thing to do this move is you want to know how to cross your legs. So in my case, I go around clockwise. So when I'm coming around, my shoulder's coming down, I'm going to cross my leg right as my shoulder touches the ground. So let me show you that. So I'm going to come down to the ground, shoulder, and cross. One more time. So I'm coming down, shoulder. As soon as my shoulder touches the ground, I'm going to cross my legs. And so I'm doing it right over left. So if you go the other direction, that's counterclockwise. As soon as your left shoulder touches the ground, you got to put your left over your right foot for those. The next thing you need to know how to do is after you're on the ground and your legs are crossed, you need to know how to whip your arms over. And so this is why it's important to know how to do head windmills, because in order to do good head windmills, you obviously need to know how to whip your shoulders around to get to the next windmill. So let me show you how that's done. So as you're on the ground with your legs crossed, you're coming around, you need to whip your arms over so that you can get onto your head and then whip it through. Okay, and so I know that's kind of hard to see with me not actually doing it, so let me actually do one so you can see it. So if you could see that, I first lock my legs. As soon as my shoulder touches the ground, I'm coming over, my back is on the ground, I'm tapping my head on the ground, and I'm whipping my arms under. And that's basically a baby windmill. So there are a few misconceptions about this move that I want to talk about. And the first one being that when you do them, people think you need to kick your legs really hard to get around to do the next windmill, and that's not true. I mean, you might be able to figure out a way to do that, but as far as the way that I do them, I hardly kick at all. As soon as I cross, that's about as much as I use my legs for. All the power comes from me turning and then coming onto my head. So another problem that people have a lot is that they don't get high enough on their back to do these windmills. Sometimes they stay really low on their back like this, and as you can see, it's gonna be kind of hard for me to get over if I'm like this. But if I can get up to here, it's easier to whip my body around and get to my head, so that once I'm on my head, I can whip it through again and continue the move. So the last problem that people have is they tend to not use their head as much as they should. They try to skip using their head after they come up onto their from their shoulders. They tend not to use their head. They try to jump over it, which makes this move a little bit more difficult. So I highly suggest using your head to do this move. I said that head windmills make this move easier, and this is the reason why. It's because when you can use your head, it's easier to whip yourself around. So some good ways to train this move is to first perfect getting one of them, and then move on to being able to hit 2, 3, 4, 5. The way I like to train these is I go with a friend, and we'll go in like a pyramid kind of scheme where I do 1, then he does 1, then I do 2, then he does 2, and then I do 3, he does 3, and so on, up until we get to 10 or 20, 30, however many you think you can get. Alright, so that's the baby windmill. I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. If you have any questions or concerns, please put them in the comments below. And have fun with the move and have fun breaking. Peace.